Well, good afternoon, and welcome to our afternoon, I was going to say leadership summit, but welcome week session. We really appreciate you coming and joining us today. My name is Lori Olam. I'm from the Office of Student Affairs, and I'm going to be your guide this week as we have some morning and afternoon sessions with a slew of hosts that have a lot of information, great information that you can use. Many of you today reported to campus for the first time since March of 2020, and that's exciting, I'm sure. However, most of us are still operating remotely, and that's okay because first and foremost, we want to make sure that we're safe and that you have the ability to access programs and services both remotely and in person, with the majority of them being operated virtually. So safety is our number one concern, and we will continue to follow CDC guidelines along with the local health authorities' recommendation to ensure the safety of all of our students, faculty, staff, and administrators. And I wanted to give a huge shout out to President Shabazz and our vice presidents, Marciana Perez, Tilly Chavez, and John Parker. So thank you all for all of your efforts in getting us in a way back to our college community at this time. But at any rate, without further ado, I'd love to introduce to you our first guest, and this is Brenda Torres from our Promise program. Hi, Brenda. Thanks so much for coming today. Go ahead and take it away.
Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for inviting us to come and present and talk to our wonderful students. Thank you. Again, I want to echo thank you to our administrators. And most important, thank you, students, for joining us today. And I'm going to go and talk to you about an amazing program that we have here on campus. And that program is the San Diego Promise program. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I'm going to talk about a lot of information. And I want to make sure that you all get screenshots or all the information. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to mute my screen for a little bit so I can make a couple changes. All right, sorry, I'm using dual monitors, so I have to switch my screens. That way you guys don't see me looking different ways. Okay, so let me go ahead and start. Lori, can you just verify that you can see my screen?
We see your screen, thank you.
All right, thank you, Lori. Well, kind of again, like how Lori was mentioning, my name is Brenda Torres. I'm the San Diego Promise Program Coordinator at San Diego City College. And to answer the number one question, what is the San Diego Promise Program? Well, the San Diego Promise Program is a 2-year completion program. We are designed to ensure students complete their educational goals. This is whether our students want to earn a certificate of completion, earn an associate's degree, or transfer to a 4-year university. No matter what your goal is, Promise is designed and ensure that we're gonna provide you with wraparound services, financial services to help you complete your educational goal, no matter what your goal is. Another common question is, why the San Diego Promise at City College? What is so special about us? Well, students participating in the San Diego Promise program receive many services. Among the services that our students receive is they receive up to 2 years of free tuition and health fees. We cover the tuition for the fall and spring semester, as well as the health fees. Some fees that are not covered by Promise that I have to mention is the student parking, the semester pass, and student representation fees. Unfortunately, are not included. Things that are included in the Promise program is individualized counseling and guidance support to help you complete your educational goals. And how do we do that? We do that by providing our Promise students with a San Diego Promise counselor. I'm very excited because in this fall semester, we will have 2 Promise counselors. So we're gonna have more appointments for our students. As soon as we hear the names of our San Diego Promise counselors, I'll be sending an email to all current Promise students. So we are very excited about this. Also, we provide our students with peer mentor support. And we do this because we noticed that students need peer mentoring. And our peer mentors goal is to help students navigate through their educational journey at San Diego City College. So for your first 2 years, you have students who, just like you, are there and available to support you. And you can ask us any questions. You can ask our peer mentors any questions from, hey, where did I go to pay for the student representation fee or the semester pass? What office should I contact? I have this issue. I need support with my SDCCD portal or Canvas. No matter what your question is, the San Diego Promise peer mentors are here to help you. And lastly, we also provide book grants, and this is for eligible students. So the question that I get from for almost everyone is, do all Promise students receive book grants? The answer, unfortunately, is no. Our book grants are distributed based on a student's financial need. So again, not every Promise students receive this, but the majority of our students do. So again, apply to Promise. If you don't know how to apply to Promise, connect with me. I'll be happy to support you in the Promise steps. And I know I only have 10 minutes, so I'm going to continue to move on. Who can receive the San Diego Promise at City? Well, first, our students must be first-time to college student. They must be California residents or AB 540 eligible. They must be a class of 2021 high school graduate, have a high school diploma or GED, or if you don't qualify under the first 3 items that I mentioned, you can qualify if you identify with one of the following groups, which is former foster youth, veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces, formerly incarcerated students, and undocumented students. If you identify with one of those groups, you have priority consideration into our program. So I strongly encourage you to apply as soon as possible. Also, we open and extended our services to students who are part of the class 2020 high school. So if you are a class of 2020 high school graduate, you can still apply. You might be eligible to receive the San Diego Promise program. And then let me continue. If you have any questions about how to apply to the Promise program, how to connect with us, please feel free to join our live virtual support hours. These services are available via Zoom, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have the same Zoom meeting ID. You don't have to register. You just type that meeting ID and join us. Again, the services are available Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We also have limited in-person services, and this is by appointment only. This is every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have a couple of requirements, and one of them is that you must have submitted proof of COVID-19 vaccination record on my SDCCD portal or show us proof of negative COVID-19 test. If you want to know more information about how to schedule an in-person appointment, please give us a call. Our number is in the flyer, and then on the next slide, I'm going to provide more information about that. But just know that we are here to help you and support you. And we want to make sure that you don't walk around our campus not knowing where is the next step. We are here to help you. Then lastly, connect with us. You can connect with us through our San Diego Promise website. And I provide you guys with the link, which is sdcd.edu Promise. And for Promise students, we have a Canvas developmental shell where I send announcements, important information, campus programs, events. So I share a lot of stuff in our Promise Canvas. So stay connected with us. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram at SD Promise City. And also we have this pretty cool link that is called Link in Bio. It houses all of the links and resources, not only for a Promise, but also our campus, and as well as outside resources. So just check out our link in bio. We have tons of information, tons of resources. And again, if you have questions, feel free to contact us, connect with us. There is our website. Again, it's sd.edu/promise. Our phone number is 619-800-3464. You can always email me. My name is Brenda Torres, and my email is btorres@sdccd.edu. Again, you can request live support Monday through Friday from 10 to 12 p.m. And our office hours are Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Stay connected. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And don't forget to check out our link in bio for campus and community resources. So I look forward to hear from you all. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Brenda. I have a question, may I?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. So if I'm a student right now and I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm either vaccinated or I have proof of a negative COVID test. And let's say I'm just on campus and somebody says, oh, you should really connect with the Promise program. What happens if they show up at your door? I mean, at that, on campus during where there's needed an appointment. Can you tell me what happens then? Is there a plan of action if somebody shows up without an appointment?
Yes. And that happens because we also help students who have questions, who are lost in campus. So just know that we're not going to have the door closed to you. We're going to open the door. We're going to help you. We're going to screen you, right? We're going to make sure, we're going to assess if your question can be answered within 5 to 15 minutes. If we notice that your question is going to take longer than 15 minutes and you need that one-on-one support, we're gonna offer you the option for if you need help right there and then Zoom support, or you can schedule your one-on-one appointment with us in person. But we will help you. We will try to answer your question within that 5 to 15 minute window that we have. And then if we notice that you need a follow-up, we will ask you to schedule an appointment and we will help you schedule that appointment. We're just not gonna leave you hanging.
That is really good information. I know our students can use. I know that's a curiosity going on. But the other thing I was wondering, is it too late for me as a new student watching this? And when is the last day for this semester that I might be able to, if possible, apply for the Promise program?
Well, unfortunately, right now, our application process have closed, right? The Promise application for this fall semester has closed. However, don't let that stop you. What I would suggest is connect with me. Maybe you can appeal to the Promise program and say, hey, I just heard about the Promise when I was in Welcome Week and I want to be part of it. If you can schedule an appointment with me, just call the number on the screen. And let me go back to the screen. Call the number in the screen, schedule a one-on-one appointment with me. We can submit an appeal and we can let the Promise, our Promise committee know, hey, I just heard about Promise. I want to be part of it. And I can follow, I did all of the requirements. I spoke with Brenda and you will be able to join.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Do you know, sorry for the additional question, but for anybody that's watching that wants to follow through with those steps to go for the appeal, since the application is closed, but there is a possibility. We don't want to say with certainty, right? But there's a possibility. What is the turnaround time for that? So that if I'm a student, I'm like, first week of classes, I need an ad code, the drop date and things of that nature considered.
Well, students can start submitting their appeals right now, right? And usually any appeal process with the Promise program takes between 2 to 3 weeks. However, you want to make sure that if you are interested in applying to the Promise program, that you are enrolled in 12 units, that you have submitted your FAFSA, and that you connect with me. And once we have our one-on-one session, I'm going to screen every single step that you are required to complete for Promise, and we will provide you guidance and support along the process. So it's not like we're just going to say, here's the appeal, do it. And no, we're going to continue to meet with you. We're going to continue to follow up with you.
That personal follow-up, Brenda, is so welcome by our students. And I'm so glad that you offered that. You're a very personable person, and we're just so lucky to have you. Our students just love you, and so do we. Thank you so much for coming with all of that great information today. I
No,
wish you a really wonderful and successful semester, Brenda.
thank you, thank you. And again, if you all need to contact me, my email is on the screen and as well as our phone number. Don't hesitate, contact us. Sometimes the only thing stopping you from getting into the Promise program is just to reach out. I'm here to help.
Thank you so much, Brenda. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Lori. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so thanks so much for Brenda. That was some great information about our Promise program. And so moving on with our program for Welcome Week, our next guest hasn't arrived yet, but one of our other wonderful faculty members I'd like to introduce you to, and this is Professor Tori Randall. She's here to talk to you about anthropology. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it your way, Tori, and welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Lori. I'm glad to be here. So I wanted to just take a little bit of time and introduce the Anthropology program to our students and prospective students. I think that a lot of high school students for sure don't know what anthropology is. They've never taken an anthro class. So I want to kind of just introduce the program and tell everyone a little bit about the courses that we offer. So I'm going to share my screen and let me get this out of the way. Okay, so can you see this, Lori?
Yes, it's purple and pretty.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we have a really, really great anthropology department at San Diego City College. We offer a lot of really fun classes. But again, like I said, I wanted to just kind of introduce anthropology first. It's the study of humans, but usually when we think about anthro, we have to think of it as both a cultural and a biological aspect. So we are both biological and cultural beings, meaning there's other people and culture influencing us, but our biology is also obviously influencing us as well. So we have to kind of always look at it as this kind of give and take between biology and culture. So the classes that we offer, there are 4 different subfields of anthropology. We do not offer linguistic anthropology. It is one of the kind of less popular of these subfields, and there's just not a ton of universities that offer linguistics, but we do offer the other 3. So we offer cultural anthropology, archaeology, and biological anthropology. So just to give you a quick intro to what these are, cultural anthropology is when you're studying other groups of people. So it's the study of human behavior and life ways. So basically how other people live together and get along and how their life kind of interacts with other people. Then we have archaeology, which is the study of past cultures. So archaeologists are the ones like Indiana Jones that dig in the dirt and find cool things. So what they're doing though is not just finding the cool things, but they're analyzing what they find and kind of learning about the culture and life of those people that are no longer here. So we can't ask them what their life was like. It's only through the artifacts that are found. And then the last subfield is biological anthro. So this is the study of human biology. So how we can look at living people and how we survive and live and adapt, but then also in this evolutionary framework. So we're looking at how we've changed and survived over time. So those are the kind of main subfields of anthropology. And we do offer, intro courses in all of those things. So we offer intro to cultural, intro to archaeology, and intro to biological. But what I really wanted to tell you all about today are the electives. We have, it's amazing how many really cool electives we have at City. I'd say that we're, some of our electives are better than four-year universities. We have wonderful labs. We have wonderful artifacts and other specimens in our labs. We're like it's very cool. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about these electives, and these electives are all available this semester. So if you're interested in signing up for any of these classes, we're offering them this semester. So the laboratory and biological anthro, this is kind of like the next step in, if you take the introduction to biological anthro, this would be the next step, and it's the more hands-on aspect to biological anthro. So it's the same subject matter. We're learning about non-human primates, we're learning about evolution, we're learning about forensic anthropology, but the lab is the more hands-on aspect. And the cool thing about the lab is that not only how wonderful our collections are that students can actually use, but that it satisfies your life science requirement for transfer. So students that do not really feel like taking biology or chemistry, or, you know, ones that are kind of the more kind of typical science, this is also a science class. It's just in a little bit of a different framework. So this satisfies your life science requirement for a lab for transfer. So this is a really fun class. And again, like I said, we have wonderful collections. You can see in some of these images, our lab space is amazing. So this is always a very fun class. We also, a kind of newer class for us is called Magic, Witchcraft, and Religion. And this is more of a cultural anthropology class where students study how other cultures use these more kind of sacred aspects to their daily life. So how they might use what we might consider magic or witchcraft, but which they probably consider religion. And so looking at kind of these different cultural groups and how they honor their ancestors, how they maybe prepare their dead, what kind of rituals they do, those kinds of things. So this is, like I said, again, a newer class for us, but one that's been very popular so far. The archaeological fieldwork class. Now, this one I cannot say enough about. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity for Southern California. We have a contract with the city that actually with the county, that allows us to do archaeology at a space here in San Diego. And most universities do not have this any longer. We used to, a lot of universities used to do field work in, the United States, but now there's a lot of laws, environmental laws, Native American laws that are restricting archaeology. We have this space that is not in danger in terms of a Native American sacred site. It's more of a historic site. And our students have been working here for 20 years and have found some amazing things. And like I said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that you can take this class and then actually get a job. There are archaeology firms that actually, because City College is one of the only places they can find students, the archaeology firms actually come to the site and watch our students work and actually offer them jobs. So this is a really great opportunity. And there's no prerequisite. You can sign up for this class right this minute, having never taken an archaeology class before, because you're going to learn everything you need to know hands-on, on site. It's amazing. And then the last one I want to talk to you about is osteology. This is the study of the human skeleton. And again, this is one of those things that we're really lucky to offer because of the collections that we have at City in our lab. A lot of places don't have access to these things. We have an amazing collection of casts of human skeletal remains, and you can learn all about the human skeleton. You can learn which bones are which. You can learn whether it's from the right side or the left side of the body. You can learn what the difference between human and animal bones are, so that if you are an archaeologist, you can see if you're dealing with a human or an animal bone. So again, another really cool opportunity for our students. So I think that was all I wanted to introduce you to. This is a little ringtail lemur who is acting very cute for the camera. So we do talk about non-human primates in our biological anthropology classes, so you can learn more about him if you're ever interested. So I think that's all I had to report. thank you all for listening. I hope that you consider taking an anthropology class. They're a lot of fun.
Tori, first of all, well, with your lemur friend, you know, who can't think about Madagascar, and I like to move it. Okay, that's the first thing that's going through my mind is because the way that you prepared and the way that you talked about archaeology made it super fun. So I'm an alumnus from San Diego City College. I went to City and I took all my classes for my associate's degree before transferring into my undergraduate and graduate degrees. And I remember I did take an anthropology class. There was never the excitement to the extent that you just presented. And the new classes that you're offering just seem, oh my gosh, like the one with the cultural one about magic, witchcraft, and religion.
Mm-hmm.
And those just seem so interesting. So, you know, like tell us, give me one of your best stories about teaching that class. Do you teach it?
Actually, I don't teach them the magic and witchcraft class. We have one of our adjuncts is the one who really kind of made it his own. His name's Pepe Aguilar, and he's awesome. Students really like him. But I can't, those images that I was using were my images. I used to actually work at a museum. And so I had a lot of background in both cultural and biological anthro. And the image that I showed of there was kind of a skeleton sitting in the front on a chair and people were around him. That's probably my most fun story. That's a culture in Papua New Guinea, and they take their ancestors once they've been skeletonized. So they keep them like on a pyre, and they like let the natural elements decompose the body so it's just a skeleton. And then they get the skeleton and they kind of build with clay and other, natural processes, kind of build the skin back on. It's not skin, it's just the clay, but they basically build a face back on. And then they transport that skeleton up to a cliff that overlooks their village, and all of their ancestors are on these chairs overlooking their village and watching over them forever. That's one of my most favorite stories, and learning about another culture and how they treat their ancestors
and honoring them. That is a wonderful story. You've got me so intrigued. I might have to take one of your classes or that class. And the other thing is, when you talked about there being a site to do digging in San Diego County, is it a secret where it's at, or can you?
No, it's a regional park. It's called the Rancho Penasquitos Park, and it actually has a visitor center. The Archaeological Center has a visitor center there, and so the site is always there, but it's usually closed up if our students aren't working on it. We only do that class in the spring. And so when the class is not in session, it's all closed up, but it's still there. People can walk around and look at it. But during the spring, people can walk around and look at it while our students are working on it, which is very cool.
Sounds very, very cool. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
I guess tour of anthropology. Now, may I just ask you one more question, if I may?
Of course.
We have an anthropology student club. And I believe you are the advisor to that club. Am I correct?
We have two advisors, so I'm one of the two.
Oh, well, is it possible to talk about that club so that for folks that are going to be studying anthropology, or just folks that are interested in it, they don't have to take a class in it, right? They could just be interested. Maybe they studied it before and they want to, partake and engage with other students and professors like yourself. Can you tell us about your anthropology club, please?
Yeah, of course. So typically it's a little bit weird now because of the pandemic, but typically the club meets usually every other week, and they meet in our lab on campus, and they try to do different events throughout the semester. So sometimes it's just like they get a guest speaker that will come and speak during their meeting to the students in our lab. But a lot of times they do field trips or whatever, where they'll go to the zoo or they'll go to a museum. Sometimes if there's a special exhibit, nearby. One time they went up to LA, there was a mummy exhibit in LA. And so they took a bus and went up there. So it's usually, anthropology is so, diverse and ingrained in everything that we do, that there's always something happening. And so the Anthro Club is always taking advantage of those special events, and they go out as a club and, hang out. And sometimes it's just, if they don't even have a special speaker, they'll just do like a potluck of some cultural group and have a potluck and all just hang out in the lab for the afternoon. So they seem to have a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to observe what they're doing.
I think that's the whole thing is about, and for students that are watching, let me just say that when you're connected to something other than your academics, right? Because you're connecting with people, you engage with other people, there's an opportunity to network with like-minded thinkers and people that have the same interests as you. And through that, you grow this. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because when folks are connected to something just more than their academics, and I'm not saying anything that academics aren't important, but there's plenty of studies out there that say students that are connected with other students and other things like student clubs and organizations, student government, that they fare well. And what I mean by that is that students have a tendency to stay in class, finish out their semesters. So it's to stay, it's to continue, and then it's to complete before you transfer on to a university or you graduate and go into a career. What was that? Can you speak about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's a connection, and because anthropology is really, the study of humans, if you feel connected, it's exciting. And that's kind of why I think anthropology is so fun, and why, I've been teaching as an adjunct and then now full-time for 20 years, is because it's always something new. Like they're always finding some new fossil or discovering some new primate or something. There's always something new. So like, I don't even get bored teaching the same subject because I have to change my lectures every semester or every year, whatever, because there's always something new. So my point being, like you said, that there's this connection. Someone either is excited about, an archaeology site because that's where their family is from, or they're excited about a primate at the zoo because they saw one when they were on vacation or in the military, in Costa Rica or something. So there's always something that they're like, oh, something about that had something to do with my life, always, no matter what. And so I think that connection is really important. And it is, I think, what gets a lot of our students to kind of stay in the program and want to continue on in the program, because it's always exciting and always connecting with other students, connecting with teachers, connecting with people in the field, that come in and talk to our students. So I think there is a lot of that connecting with other humans and making more excitement available.
Well, I was just thinking, if we were, sorry, I selected the wrong thing, but I wanted to share my screen to look at some of the clubs that we have on campus right now. And I'm looking as to what happened. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go log on to the website, but I wanted to show our student clubs and organizations. And I know anthropology is on our website. If somebody were wanting to, that they're interested and that they want to get in contact with you and they want to, see if they can join the Anthropology Club, what do they need to do?
Yeah, if they can just email me, and I'm listed on the Anthro page as faculty, and then I can forward their email to the club president, or vice president, whoever's taking on the new members at the moment, I can transfer them. So like I said, things have been kind of weird now because of the pandemic, and I think they are still doing a few Zoom meetings here and there, but it's nowhere near as often as when they're on campus. But I'm happy to forward the email on to the president of the club.
That's terrific. I have the club directory up right now, so I just kind of like wanted to give students an opportunity to look at some of our clubs and organizations. And if I scroll down to our Anthropology Club, were you guys active last year?
Yes.
You were?
Yeah.
Well, you're not here.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Uh-oh.
with Marian Rodriguez, if you would just be so kind to make sure that you get your things ready for this semester, because clubs renew every fall semester.
Right.
And so that process will be going on. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I just want to thank you so much today, Tori, for all of that. I'm excited. The passion that you have for anthropology is absolutely palpable, and you made me feel excited. And I'm sure that you made some of our students out there feeling excited too.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for letting me come and speak.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful and productive semester. Thanks for coming.
You. Thanks, Lori.
Okay, thank you. Take care. Bye, Tori.
Bye.
And we have our next presenter here. Let's see. Well, let's see. We have a couple of no-shows. So Sasha, if you're ready, I would love for you I'd love to call on you. May I do so?
You sure can.
Oh, thank you so much. I am going to spotlight you as soon as you can go live on your screen.
So Lori, I sent you a chat. Can you review that really quick?
Oh, sure. Yes. Oh, okay. Got it. So, as we experienced this morning with a lot of our presentations, we're having some technical issues here and there, but I would love to invite Sasha Knox, who is my friend and colleague, and she's here to present about both the Career Center and Transfer Center. So without further ado, this is beautiful Sasha Knox. You can't see her, but I'm telling you, believe me, she's a wonderful person to know.
I appreciate it. And thank you so much to such an esteemed colleague, Lori. That's such a great compliment. I deeply apologize, folks. I have tried everything under the sun to get my computer to cooperate with me, but I just cannot. So I am joining you virtually. I bet all of you at this time can know what it means to just get it done by any means necessary. And that's how I'm going to do this presentation for you today. My name is Sasha Knox. I'm the Job Placement Coordinator for the Transfer and Career Center. My presentation that I would love to give you today is about the Transfer and Career Center. And I just want to make sure that you know that we are your one-stop shop for holistic transfer and career services needs. We are going to be both in person and virtually hosting workshops and information for you this semester. So if you have any questions, your best bet is to go ahead and reach out to us via email at citytran@sdccd.edu. Whether you have a question about meeting with a counselor, having any information about our transfer workshops and our transfer labs that are coming out, or any career related needs. So if you are anything from thinking about what you want to do with your major all the way down to actually landing your dream job, we have information and a position for you. For the transfer, we want to make sure that you know to be thinking about transfer right now. Day one is when you should be on your transfer pipeline. Again, you want to email citytran@sdccd.edu. Thank you so much, Lori. And so if you'll scroll down to our contact information, that is where you'll be able to see all of our UC reps, our CSU reps, all of our information. But if you have any questions, if you're new to this process, right there, Lori, you just passed it. A little further up is all of our contact information, including our phone number that now has the ability to text us at that 619-500-2842. If you have any bit of, it is transfer season now. And so we really want to make sure that you have all the steps necessary to get you on your transfer proposition. We don't want you to be thinking about transfer the semester that you're ready to transfer it. Unfortunately, that's too late. Right now is transfer season. So we have university reps coming to us every single week. And we also have transfer labs. Transfer labs are where you want to go. If you have questions about any part of this process, if you would like any ways to have eyes on your application. If you have any questions about what's included in your application, you're going to want to come to this website here. If you scroll down to the middle of the page, there should be, there it goes. So that's where you'll see a little bit further up, Lori, that's where you'll see all of our transfer information here from UCs to the CSUs to the actual visiting campuses. I will go ahead and switch over to the career side of the house now. So Lori, if you can navigate on up for me, and if you hit on the same exact page, when you scroll down towards the middle of that page, yep, that's fine. We can hit career services, or either way, we'll get there. So this is the career side of the house, folks. This is sdcity.edu/career. If you click that, you're going to land on this lovely page. Again, we're going to have every bit of the career development process for you. So as you scroll down to the middle of that page, Lori, you're going to see information about how and what the career development process is. So if you are anywhere from just thinking about, I have no clue what to do with my major or what I want to do long-term, let alone a career, we have services for you. If you are ready today to start applying, that middle link there, that join our online job board, if you click that link right there, that sdcity.edu/job network, that is going to take you to a brand new page where you're able to register. You were just there. The College Central is listed on this page, that second link under join job search in our online job board. This link, you are able to register with your CSID, and say you have a family member who's not quite yet a student, that's okay. They can join as a community member as well. So you'll join clicking that student button. You're going to use your CSID to register and account with us. This gives you access to our actual newsletter that comes out weekly. That'll give you all the information in one-stop shop for every single event that we host. Again, we host transfer labs as well as career representatives every week hosting on our campus, ready to hire you. Our first event is going to be September 8th with Apple Retail. They have a multitude of positions in front of the scenes and behind the scenes that are able to show you, that are able to hire you ready today. And so you register on this website and you'll get all the information in one-stop shop to every single event that we have, whether that be on the transfer or the career side of the house for you. And then lastly, I just want to make you aware that all of our events this year are going to, all of our events this fall semester are going to be virtual opportunities. We want to be able to serve as many students as we can as safely as possible. And so we know that hosting an event with 100 individuals in the room may not be the best per CDC guidelines, but if we host them as a virtual event, whether that be our transfer labs or our employment fairs that you'll see every Wednesday, this will be able to allow us to serve everyone equitably and safely. And so again, you'll just want to join that link there in the middle of the page to be able to get access to all of our fairs, all of our newsletters, and all of our information. If you have any questions, whether it be big, small, or anything in between, you're going to go ahead and email citytran@sdccd.edu or text us on that number that you have in front of you on our transfer page. That's all the information that I have for you. I deeply apologize again. As we know, technology changes everything around here, and mine just didn't want to get it together for this afternoon session. I look forward to seeing you all, whether in person or virtually in our hallways. I wish you the best of luck on your semester. I know how hard it is to be a student during this time, but we are all here to support you in your endeavors. Lori, were there there any questions for me, whether in the chat or from you or your team? You're on mute, Lori. Uh-oh. You're still on mute. Okay. I was like, is it just me? I can't hear. Okay.
No, I'm going to stop. I just wanted to stop sharing my screen and so I can get back to you, Sasha. And I just wanted to thank you for all your great work that you do for our students. And in particular, let me just say, tell you all that Sasha is phenomenal at what she does. And I'm telling you that she, connect with her if you're looking for a career, if you're looking to get connected with an employer. Sasha is the person that she is phenomenal at connecting students with jobs. And so, and then we were talked about earlier, Sasha, what's really important on the career side and on the transfer side is that letter of recommendation. So if you would be so kind to just let them know how important that is. And I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So letters of recommendation or your referral recommendation for your employment process are really essential. As I stated earlier, this is an opportunity for someone to truly vouch for you on paper. And so this is an opportunity while you're in your classes, make those connections with your classmates, make those connections with your professors, make those connections with hopefully you'll join ASG because we know that's the best place on the campus to be, right? Make those connections in your student clubs and your community organizations, because these are going to be the individuals that can say, I can absolutely attest to this individual's character, their skills, their attributes, and they're going to be a wonderful asset to either your campus when you're looking for that transfer process or to as an employer for your career process. And so I always encourage our students to create a personal board of directors. What that means is get your champions behind you, know who your advocates are, know who those individuals are who know you best and can explain you best on paper. I know sometimes it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to ask people like, can you write this letter of recommendation for me? I promise you that when we hear those words, we are encouraged by it as faculty and professionals. We want to see you grow. We want to see the best for you. So as nerve-wracking as that conversation can be, know that we're 100% here in your corner and ready to write those letters and see you grow either personally or professionally. So that conversation can be really simple. You just ask them. It's always great to either show them either the job description or the application that you may be turning in so that they have a good grasp of what skills or what areas to really boost you up on paper. And just make sure to always keep those individuals in your back pocket. The last thing that I mentioned earlier was always let someone know if you're listing them as a referral. We like surprises in life. We don't want a surprise to be someone as an employer calling to say, can you vouch for this person? And we had no clue that you put us down to vouch for you or that you were even applying for that position. But other than that, I think that gives you the nuts and bolts of it. Check out our resources, especially on our YouTube page, which is SD City Transfer and Career Center. We have workshops on that. We have workshops for every bit of the career development process and the transfer process. And we look forward to seeing you succeed, City Knights.
Thank you so much, Sasha. So as you can see, Sasha, thank you for coming and being so supportive and being one of those, one of the many beacons at City College, beacons of light that our students gravitate to, because I'm telling you, students at City, you are cared for all the way around, and we love you. So Sasha, have a wonderful semester and may it be as productive as you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day, y'all.
You too. Thank you so much. And that's a great segue, because our next presenter is Dr. Rob, and he's here to present about a really wonderful and supportive student support community. So hi, Dr. Rob. Thanks so much for coming today. I would love for you to come, and I'd like to transfer it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Apologize for being late here. I'm Dr. Rob. I'm going to be talking today about Umoja. And hold on one second. I'm having a little trouble with this computer here. I'd like to share just a little bit about our program. So we are a program that enables, that is supporting our incredible Black and African American students go through transfer to graduate and transfer. And we are we offer two things. So we are a sorry here. Let's see. We are a learning community and a club as well. So in our learning community, we have a where you take 3 classes together. You take myself, Dr. Charlin's, and for personal growth, Professor Tyree for English 101, and then we also have a mathematics with myself with statistics. So this is just a little bit about. There we go. So here is our Umoja class. This is our Umoja class of 2019, before our COVID hit and we weren't able to be all in person together. But you can see our community is just full of just love and care and excitement. We have in this picture, we have so many incredible college graduates right now. Over here, we have Nzinga, and we also have Mugabe, who just went off to UCLA. We have Tatiana, who is a Jack Kent Koch scholar, one of a couple dozen scholars in the nation to receive a fully paid $40,000 a year scholarship to Berkeley. We have quite a few. We have Nemo, who's just starting SDSU right now, and just this is your classroom in Umoja every single day. This spirit, this excitement to learn is there every single day with our students. And like I said, there's 2 ways to get in. There's our learning community, which you take statistics with myself, and personal growth with Dr. Charlins, and English 101 with Professor Tyree. And the importance of the community is that rather than taking one separate class, a lot of times our students take classes separately here, but we're kind of all one community. So like you might be talking about some social justice issue with bell hooks or Asada Shakur in your English 101 class, and then after that same that same day, right after your English class where you're talking about that social justice issue, we'll talk about some statistics behind that issue of either affordable housing or whatever social justice issue is being brought up during that day. So it's really integrated, and we have a lot of just it's all one sort of big thing. We also have some. Here's our faculty here. I'd like to share. Here is so there's myself in the middle. We've got Professor Charlins standing next to me, and then Professor Tyree over here on the right. She teaches English 101, and in the middle is Professor Alexander, and he is in our spring semester teaching English 205, and he also is the founder of Pillars of the Community, which I'm also a member of, and he really connects community to our students. And one thing that's really important about that is a lot of times we think about what our students need from the community, right? We think about all of the needs that our students have. You've heard the expression, it takes a village, right? We think about all the mentors, all of the neighbors, all of the, the tias, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, everybody it took to get you through, to be a successful college student. On the other end of that, there's also what the community needs from you. And you might think, okay, I'm just a student taking classes. Like, how could I help the community? How am I able to help out the community? I'm just a single student. Well, in Umoja, students are in a club together and in leadership roles. And when things like, for example, when Alfred Alongo was shot by police responding to a mental health call, our Umoja students put together a fundraiser for Alfred Alongo's family, and was able to help out the community. And so our students also serve food at Father's Joe's. They've worked with Lori's help in our volunteer service week. They've been a really big part of cleaning up parks. Volunteering at Salvation Army. all of that with COVID has been more complicated, but there's still going to be opportunities to volunteer in our community. And so the community is definitely a really important part of Umoja. And it's just a really important part of just being a student, really, is just that community. And also, we also have our Umoja jams. So you might see the word math jam or something else used in another context, but our Umoja jams, our Umoja math jams and writing jams are led by Umoja faculty, and they are inviting of all students on campus, whether in Umoja or not. And it's our goal to provide help and encouragement and tutoring support for all students on campus during midterms and finals. But we do so with Umoja practices. So we do it with an ethic of love. We do it with all of our Umoja principles. And so you get a chance to experience Umoja, even if you're not in our Umoja classes, just by coming to these math and writing jams. And there's also science and physics and biology and chemistry, but more so just the atmosphere, the vibe of just how you're supported in those sessions and listened to and validated. So validating our students is one of our Umoja practices. Like one really like affirmations as well. And so like before these events even start, before the tutoring even starts, we have space for students to talk about stress. And we've had leaders in the community, including our mental health practitioners, just talk about the importance of mental health. And because finals and midterms are a very stressful time. And so we talk about ways of managing that stress, but also to just validate that stress is there. So it's just, and it's just a lot of fun. It's, it's just one of those things that's just really, really engaging, and you get a chance to really just be around a lot of other people who are, a lot of other students who are also stressing, and get some help from tutors. And so again, those are going to be, that's not the date of the next one. The next one will be sometime for our midterms and finals. But that's pretty much what Umoja is about. It's about community. And there's a African proverb about if you want to go somewhere fast, you can go alone, right? If you want to go far, go together. And that's really what Umoja is all about. It's about really the community, about being in community with students and with faculty to learn and to transcend. One of the books that we read in English is Teaching to Transcend. And it's more about just than getting credits for a class or checking off boxes. We really want our students to transcend and really grow and just discover how amazing they are. I'm just really proud of our Umoja students. I'm proud that they're ASG leaders, they're ASG senators, they are out there on their campus, even when the campus is closed due to COVID, and they were still out there leading. And that I'm just very proud of them. So if you're interested at all in joining Umoja, we definitely would love to talk with you and get you in touch with Dr. Charlene, who can get you connected to all the components. And then we also have Professor Tori for our club. But thank you so much, Lori, for the time, and can't wait to see more students with Umoja.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rob. I can tell you that, let me just say that what Dr. Rob just explained to you is just the best community, learning community of support. They create a culture of love where they really do teach and care for their students in its entirety. And just so that you know, I don't know if you're aware, Dr. Rob, but Victoria Wusu is our new ASG president. So there's lots of opportunities, and she's also an Umoja scholar. So Umoja really does create, they work on, oh my gosh, students, it's a wonderful learning community. I say that you check them out. And also Victoria will be appointing positions for our upcoming ASG. So we're looking for other Umoja scholars. And thank you so much for coming today, Dr. Bob. We appreciate you very much.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
very
much.
blessed day. Have a productive semester.
Thank you so much. And thank you for organizing this welcome week. It's so important for students to be able to ask all these, get all these questions answered about all these great programs. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rob. We're going to transition over to our next presenter now. I'm going to introduce Charlene Jones from our Tutorial Learning Center. And so without further ado, Charlene, if you want to come on, looking forward to having you on.
Hi, Lori. Thanks. Some technical issues, so I won't be able to start my picture.
Okay.
But so my name is Charlene, and I'm from the Tutorial Learning Center. And tutoring is a most excellent and effective way to stay on top of your classes. We can help with you with your homework. We can help you understand your lecture better. We can help guide you and help you with study for your tests and quizzes. We have study skills resources. Oh, I'm viewing your screen. I haven't started sharing it. I can share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see if I can bring mine up.
Okay,
If
very good.
not, then I'll ask you to, let's see,
Okay.
share screen. Huh. Post attend. Okay, could you go ahead and share the,
Yes.
okay, so and then scroll down just a little bit. So you can find us on the City College website, and these are our hours. For fall 2021, we're going to start in person again on Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 2:30. This will be by appointment only. So in a moment, I'm going to show you how you can make a appointment. And then our next way of tutoring is going to be through Canvas, through Zoom. And Lori, if you can go ahead and, so you'll come to this website here, and then you'll click where it says click here to log into our Canvas. I don't know if you can go there. I had it set up on mine that I could click on the site ahead of time.
I won't be able to do that, but we can, you can go ahead and continue to talk.
Just explain it. Okay, so on our Canvas page, there'll be a walk-in schedule, and then you'll go through and find the subject that you need, and then the time that you're interested in getting help, and then you'll click on the tutor's name, and it'll take you right into their Zoom room. And then for making an appointment, you're going to scroll down further on the Canvas page, and you'll find the virtual help desk, and you'll click there, and then we'll help you get an appointment. The appointments are going to be 1 hour per week per subject. And then our third way of helping you is going to be through e-tutoring that you see right here. And the e-tutoring will be for after hours. So our hours are Monday through Thursday from 9 to 6 and Fridays 9 to 2. So if you need help later than that or on the weekend, then you can click on the e-tutoring, and they're even open on the holidays as well. And those are by walk-in. So you'll just do a short registration, and then you'll be able to click on the tutor that you need. At the top, Lori, it'll say schedule, the weekly tutor schedules there, and that will show them all the times that are available. There's quite a bit available here. So there's lots of subjects available and many varieties of times that you can get. Some sessions start as early as 6 in the morning or maybe as late as midnight, depending on what subject. We also have writing tutors available through here. So if you get stuck on the weekend with your paper, you can contact a tutor through e-tutoring.
Terrific.
And then also on our Canvas shell, you'll find study skills resources and sample finals. And our email, last of all, our email. If you ever have any questions about anything and you get stuck or you try logging in with the tutor and they're not there, just give us either first check the virtual, if it's in during the virtual help desk time, log in there. If not, then give us an email at citytlc19@gmail.com.
Perfect. Charlene, thank you so much. For students, we have a plethora of student services and academic services. And so I encourage you, if you are looking for some assistance, this is nothing that you have to pay for. It's all for you to access. And if you have any questions, please email Charlene at the City TLC. And I can tell you, I know it's a tutorial and learning center, but it's also tender loving care, because that's what City is all about. So the City TLC19@gmail.com. Charlene, is there anything else further that you'd like to say?
Just come check us out. Come early in the semester so that you're not in emergency mode, and come often. We have a lot of welcoming and friendly tutors available.
Terrific. Thank you so much for coming today, Charlene. I appreciate everything that you do for our students and helping them to reach their goals, their academic goals. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing this information. It's so important. Have a wonderful and productive semester, Charlene.
Thank you. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you. I'm going to transition to our next guest and welcome Mike Esper. Without further ado, I'd love to shoot you over to him so he can share with you some wonderful things about their program. So welcome, Mike. Appreciate you.
Hi there, Lori. Good to see you.
You as well.
Good to see everybody. Some names on the screen. I'm sure there are lots of other folks tuning in to join us for Welcome Week. I love I've been putting this together. It's always nice to hear from all the different programs. I teach with the music and commercial music programs at City College. And I'll just take a few minutes to give you an overview of what on earth it is that we teach, because it might be a little different than what you might traditionally think of as a college music program. So I'm going to attempt to, can you let me share my screen, or should I just talk it through?
Oh no, share your screen. We've had a lot of
all right, here I go.
technical difficulties
Oh,
today.
no worries. Here we go. All right. Here it is. Okay, so music at City is kind of our catch-all term for both the music and commercial music programs. The music program is focused primarily on music history classes, which are going to be general education, three credit classes that'll be applicable for transfer to UC, the CSU system, and so on. Occasionally we do have some piano classes. They're kind of on pause in our remote environment right now, but you should see them hopefully next year. And we also offer a music business class that some of our music industry folks take. But with our music history classes, we actually have four. This is first semester in a while where we've had four different options for people interested in music history. We have the Intro to Music, which is primarily focused on Western classical music, but also looks for commonalities of all styles of music. We have a History of Rock class, which I teach, which is a ton of fun. A World Music class, which we just brought back for the first time in a number of years. And that's giving you samplings of different world music traditions from Asia, Latin America, Europe, etc. Really cool stuff there. Africa, of course. And then our jazz history class, which is it's a great place to learn about jazz because, as you can see from my shirt here, it says Jazz 88. We have San Diego's only jazz radio station located at City College, just steps from our music classrooms. So we're really lucky to have them and hope to be working with them more later this fall. These days, we do mostly 8-week online music history classes, but we do sprinkle in some 16 weeks here and there. We're mostly full up, but I do believe there are a few seats left in the late start 8-week classes, both the rock and the jazz ones that'll start in mid-October, if you'd like to check those out. Commercial music, that's kind of the flip side here, and that is all about learning to create music, primarily computer-based music production, using some of the latest and greatest music hardware and software, the kind of stuff that the hits you're hearing on the radio, were produced with. So we have a fantastic state-of-the-art recording studio that will slowly be reopening bit by bit this fall and into the spring. You can see it here, a nice big live room with a grand piano, drum kit, all kinds of instruments, and then professional quality state-of-the-art mixing board. You can see the students on the right side, or both sides actually, using the mixing board and the computer in our main control room. And we even have, there's our live room. We'll have different events, master classes. That was the African drumming master class on the left side. The right side of your screen, you're seeing some community recording studio night where we invite folks, whether you're a student, faculty member, high school student, community member, to just come in and make music with us. So you'll see those coming back in the spring as well. Ton of great stuff in our music facilities. This is just a brief list if you're interested. And then this is a menu of the different music classes we offer on the commercial music side. If you take all 9 classes you see on the screen and add your general education requirements, you've earned an associate's degree in digital music technology. You can skip the music business class and the gen ed stuff, and you can walk away with an 8-course certificate as well, if you're just interested in taking these music classes. So they feature all kinds of different software that they use to make the latest songs you hear on the radio or stream on Spotify, Reason, Ableton Live, Pro Tools, Logic, and so on. And last but not least, we even have a music club, which is super fun. We've had both music students from the history side and the production side, and just other students who love music and want to get involved, or maybe play the trumpet when they're not working on their biology classes and just want to hang out. So we promote live and online classes. We did some recordings and podcasts last semester. Really fun. You can always send me an email, and I'll let you know when we start getting together, probably in the next week or two. So that, folks, is Music at City, both the music and commercial music sides of things. I have my email down at the bottom, Mike Espar, as well as my colleague Bob Coslin. Both of us are always happy to answer questions if you're trying to figure out if the major or a certain class is right for you. And you can always check out our website too, which is stcity.edu/music, or follow us on Instagram at music at SD City. So thank you, Lori, for including us as always. And if anyone has any questions, let me know, or just send me an email.
Mike, I want to thank you so much, because our music program is like the best by far that we have in Southern California. So San Diego City College is really, really fortunate to have Mike and Bob Sly here. There are so many opportunities, and we were talking about earlier that we had students that wanted to be a music producer, and those classes that you offer in the utmost 21st century, what would you call it? Like all the stuff, the gadgetry behind you that I don't know the names for, but
yeah, you might call it music production technology. You're looking at mixing boards, signal processors, right? The things that give the certain sounds to a vocal or a guitar, and plus mountains and mountains of equipment that students can use. We just got a big grant, and we now have a second drum set. We got another guitar, a really cool keyboard. I'm a keyboard player. I was playing with that over the summer. It's really awesome. And once the campus opens up, we're going to be using all those new instruments to move around campus and let students do like mobile performances. So that should be really fun for spring.
So terrific. Thank you so much for always bringing this wonderful energy to our program, Mike, and also with the music club. So I hope to see you out and about and see you all doing some great things, even if it's still virtual.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thanks, Lori. Take care.
Thank you. You do the same, Mike. Take care. Appreciate you. And I'd like to introduce our next. So we're going to transition. As you can see, City College just has so many wonderful programs in its offerings, and then the programs that we have, student programs. And so, Emily, thank you so much for coming today to talk about everything that you are and everything that you guys do for our students with our basic needs program. So I'll let you welcome and I'll let you take it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lori. I'm probably going to turn my video off because I've had the worst luck, like everybody else, with lagging today. But I will share my screen as I talk about some of the awesome stuff that we are offering here at City. And so first and foremost, I have to say, you know, City College is like none other in the way that they love and support their students. I've had the privilege of working at City for many years now in many different capacities, mental health, and now with basic needs. And I just, there is a love for students here that I have never seen anywhere else. And so I logged on early just to hear about what all my colleagues are doing, and it is just beyond inspiring. So welcome to City College. I hope you have an awesome time as a student here. One of the brand new programs at City is called Welcome Home City. So City College was one of 14 campuses selected by the State Chancellor's Office to offer a pilot program for housing or for homeless and housing insecure students. So our goal within this program is to offer student-centered case management and housing navigation. So, like we talked about, San Diego City College students experience high levels of homelessness, housing insecurity, and lack of access to other basic needs. If that's you, I want you to know that you're not alone. We have so many students that face these struggles and are brave enough to go to campus anyway and go to school and try and figure all of that out while balancing all of those life stressors. And we want you to know you don't have to do that alone. So Welcome Home City is a place to help you with some of those challenges so that you can be successful in being a student and not having to worry about all of those other things. So we exist to support you in assisting to either secure safe or stable housing, or offer additional resources to help with food, to help with health insurance, to help with many different other things that you might face in the community or as a student. Because our ultimate goal is to help lessen the burden of all those other things so you can focus on your academic success. So who we serve. We serve any student enrolled in classes at City College who identifies needing this assistance. Specifically assistance with housing. So we're a brand new program. There are 5 people. We have pictures at the end, but I want to let you know that our program primarily focuses on helping with housing. However, if you come to us and have other needs other than housing, we're going to get you pointed in the right direction. What I've always said about City is everybody's doing something to help with basic needs. So if we can help you link up with another program that's going to support what your need is, if it's not housing, we want to help you do that. So basically, if you do have a housing need, though, we're going to screen you, identify your main needs, and then connect you with a case manager. And that case manager is going to walk with you through the process. If you have housing and you need help maintaining it because maybe you're behind on your rent or need opportunities to help with your rent, your case manager is the person to talk to about that. And they're likely going to be able to help you, or at least help you figure out a budget or a sustainable plan to meet your needs. If you don't have housing, or your housing is really unstable, maybe you're facing eviction, maybe you're facing, having to move out of your family home for any reason, or you're staying with a friend and that's not going to be an option anymore, then we have a housing navigator. So there's an amazing program called People Assisting the Homeless that's a cornerstone of the San Diego housing and homeless outreach. They have partnered with us. So we have a full-time housing specialist who works and just provides housing navigation. And finally, a big component of what we offer at Welcome Home City is financial assistance to help with rent, security deposit, application fees, moving assistance, and any housing associated costs. Now, that does come from meeting with a case manager and working on making sure you have an ed plan, making sure you have all the necessary resources to be successful as a student, and make sure that housing is a cornerstone part of that. So housing navigation, I talked a little bit about. Basically, they work alongside the student, you, to identify appropriate and available housing options. Housing in San Diego is very hard. We are not miracle workers, though we try. So our job is to work with you to provide education on the housing market in San Diego, to help you understand how to advocate for yourself with landlords, how to come alongside you in that advocacy, teach you about how to read a lease, how to market yourself per se. We're going to provide that education. Our housing navigator even helps with unit tours, applications, and even lease signings. And part of what they do too is they're reaching out to landlords. Our housing specialist is amazing. He is constantly reaching out to different landlords, talking to them about City College students, talking to them about your strengths, saying why that they should rent to you versus someone else. So not only do we have a great network of financial assistance support and case management support, well, we're creating and garnering our own relationships in the community to broaden the amount of options that are available for our students. So if this all sounds good to you, I want you to know how to connect to us. So the number one way to connect to us is by scanning this QR code in the corner here. That will take you right to our City Basic Needs survey. You fill that out, that goes to our program staff. We screen those referrals. We see kind of what's going on in your specific instance, and we schedule a phone screening to chat with you to provide any immediate resources we have available, and then also get you connected to a case manager if that's really going to be the route that's going to be best for you. So we just want to encourage you to come chat with us, spend some time with us. We want to help you with some of these additional resources, whether it's providing education about our hunger action dates that happen 2 times a month on campus, whether it's helping you link up to our technology assistance programs or some of our emergency grant opportunities, or maybe some of our housing food vouchers. Like, we want to be there to help you, come alongside you and see what options are available at City during your time as a student. So the last thing I just want to show real quick is our team. So because my video likes to skip every 2 seconds, you saw me for a brief second, but this is me. I am the grant coordinator, trying to show the state that giving us money to help students in this way is really meaningful and impactful to their academic success. And then our 2 case managers are David and Mike. Zyra is our project assistant, and Marco is that housing navigator I spoke so much about. And Bailey is going to be new to us. She actually started today. So her picture is coming soon. She's our intern from San Diego State. She's a bachelor's in social work intern. So we're really excited to have her join our team. But that is Welcome Home. Oh, sorry, I muted myself. That's Welcome Home City in a nutshell. We just want to encourage you to fill out that basic needs survey. I will show you what that looks like really quick. If you follow that link, it will take you to a page that looks like this. And you enter your general student information. Make sure you write that you're currently enrolled, because Welcome Home City is specifically for City College students, one of the many things that you're able to access because you're enrolled here. So we want to welcome you to City College. We are so happy you're here, and we are so excited to wrap around and figure out ways to support you in achieving your goals. So thanks, Lori.
Emily, thank you so much. So Emily just told you all this is a brand new program, and I just want to know, I know that the work that was put in by you and your colleagues, and even Sylvia, who's going to be coming on just right after you, but Thank you for all the work that you do with our students. I mean, to treat the whole of our students with love and care and opportunities to assist them and, the needs that they have. And that includes the most important, which are the basic needs. And we thank you so much for just being such a wonderful part of City College. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Lori, and huge thanks to Sylvia. She's such a brain in this operation. So I'm so happy she's coming.
I know it's a perfect segue, right? So thank you. I know she's going to come on and say hello. So thank you so much for coming again, Emily, and appreciate you. Sylvia, thank you so much for coming today. So we're going to transition from basic needs to some other basic needs, which is called finances. And so I want to introduce to you my friend and colleague, Sylvia Ramirez. Sylvia, without further ado, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thanks, Lori. Hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia Ramirez, and I have the honor of working in the Student Affairs Office, but my role is specifically in the Scholarship Office. So if you are a student just beginning your journey with us here at City College, you and I should be quick friends by December. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can show you our amazing scholarship page. So for those of you who are just starting your academic journey with us, I want to invite you to look at our scholarship page so you can learn a little bit more about the opportunities that we here at City have for continuing students. So at this point in time in your educational journey, you are not eligible to apply for scholarships, but don't worry. By the time December comes and you wrap up your first semester with us, you will be eligible for at least 2 to 3 scholarships in our upcoming scholarship cycle. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you because I feel that it is important that you pay attention to a few different things as you begin your first semester with us and your academic journey. So you can give a visit to our website. Our main website is going to be sdcity.edu. In the little find box with the magnifying glass, you'll just type in scholarships and it'll take you to our homepage. Once you are there, you'll be able to watch a very informational video that'll walk you through the steps to create a scholarship profile on our scholarship application site, which is sdcity.academicworks. I don't want you to get too focused on that today. Today, we're going to focus on what you should be doing during your first semester here at City. As you're becoming a new student at City, I would love for you to either start an online journal or a paper copy journal. This is going to be extremely important for you as we move closer to the month of December, which is when we kick off our scholarship season for all of our continuing students, which will then include you. It's really important to take a look at your academic journey as you begin this semester to write down any of the things that you might feel are going to be roadblocks or may prohibit you from being successful. So what type of student are you? List your struggles and also list your successes. Don't forget to celebrate those because those are the ones that are going to empower you to continue on your journey and move forward. Your struggles should also be acknowledged. Potentially this year, you might not be really great at being an online student and there's not too much we can do about it. So you might be taking a hybrid, but if that's something you struggle with, go ahead and notate that in your journal so that when you do come to the month of December, you can kind of see how much you have grown and you might just be a great online student, or you might be able to say, hey, I know that I'm going to do better when I'm on campus. So take note of that. Other reasons that we would like to know why you came to City. So just let us know, why did you choose City College to begin your academic journey? Also, I would love for you to jot down a few ideas as to what motivates you to stay in school. Are you in school so that you can get a degree? Are you in school so you could advance in your current role? Or are you simply coming to school to discover what it is that you want to do in your academic career? That's okay too. That's what our first year of school is for, to learn and grow and decide what it is we want our path to be. Once you write that down, maybe you know your major, maybe you don't, maybe you have an interest or are in exploratory year, share that information and write it down in your journal. Then we want to know a little bit about you. What are you passionate about? Potentially why you chose your major, what makes you happy and excited, and what allows you to excel in your academic journey. Also, we'd love for you to note if you're an athlete or if you do any volunteer work. If you don't do volunteer work right now, I'm going to do a small plug for our Student Affairs office. We are fortunate enough to have something called a week of service within my office. So if you've never volunteered or don't know how to even begin volunteering, you should reach out to Student Affairs and we can give you a few tips on how you can participate in volunteering and how you can become a community leader. If you see yourself not having answers to these questions immediately, don't forget to follow up on them, let's say midway through the semester. We have so many activities on campus and online for you to join in the fun that you will find your niche and be able to answer these questions as we move through the semester. Next slide, I'd love for you to focus on, and don't be overwhelmed by this should be a fun activity for you, is to let us know what your financial situation is, potentially if you're receiving financial aid, how much financial aid you're receiving, just for your own personal information. It is really important to understand your academic journey, but it is also really important to understand the financial aid you're receiving, how much financial aid you will receive, and what that financial aid looks for you if and when you plan to transfer to a four-year college. So I always emphasize the importance of knowing the ins and outs of your financial aid, because financial aid allows you to continue your academic journey for practically free. So if I know if I had free money somewhere, I'd be keeping track of it. And scholarships are a nice way to offset the cost of financial aid. Sometimes you win scholarships and you might not have to tap into your financial aid. So that's always a bonus. Also, monitor your GPA. Our scholarship opportunities are going to start at 2.5 and above. So that means you just have to monitor your grades and be a CB average student to be able to apply for our scholarships. Also, it's important to monitor that GPA just so you understand how you started your academic journey. And maybe when you look back at it during a year from now, potentially when you're graduating, you can see the growth that you have done throughout your academic journey. So this journal is a reminder and also will help empower you as you move not only through the scholarship essay process, but also during your transfer process when you have to write essays when you're applying to your four-year schools. So these are just a few key pointers that I'd like to point out to you so that you can start formulating your essay and getting to learn a little bit about yourself as a student. Now, I will be having office hours coming Wednesdays from 10 to 11 a.m. And you'll want to go to our website to learn more about those office hours. During those office hours, we'll go exactly through the script that I just showed you, and we'll start answering questions so you can understand how to start writing your scholarship essay. But I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by any of the things I shared today. The main focus for you today is to notate what your successes and your struggles are during this first leg of your academic journey. That's going to be so wonderfully rewarding for you to look back on as we move through the next few semesters. You're going to see an immense amount of growth, and I'm going to try to help you get free money so we can celebrate that growth and those successes that you've had here at City College. So hopefully all the information that I've shared with you today has been helpful. And if you want to, you can reach out to me via email or via our website to learn a little bit more and get a hard copy of the questions that I shared with you today.
Wow, Sylvia, thank you so much for navigating or helping our students to navigate this scholarship process, because it's so important to their student success and to access in funding that they may be able to, well, everyone can use money, but that they will be able to utilize. So thank you for everything that you do to assist our students with this process.
Thank you for having me, Lori. Have a wonderful day, and have a wonderful day, everyone out there who's watching us. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sylvia. And so we're going to transition into our next presenter, and I'd like to introduce to you. This is Yvette Dubose. And so, Yvette, thank you so much for coming today. She's here to talk about fine arts, and so I'll pass it over to you. Thank you.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
You?
Good. I'm good. I wanted to quickly just go over some things from the Fine Arts Department. I believe Anna Delgado is supposed to be joining me as well. They may or may not be able to make it. If not, that's okay. I just want to say a huge welcome to all of the students out there. Everyone who's new, welcome. I myself am new also. I've been teaching online at City for the last year and a half. And this will be the first time I'm teaching on campus, and I'm super excited. And I will give a little presentation about sculpture if time allows. But since Anna is here, I'm actually going to hand it over to her because she has kind of the more broad scope of the fine arts department.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi there. Sorry, I have a presentation. I was in the morning Zoom room, so I apologize for that.
I did that also.
Okay, I was like, I'm here 10 minutes early. I had my presentation, and I was like, I apologize. And now, of course, I can't find my presentation.
Your time, no worries. Please take your time, honestly, and welcome. So I just met Yvette, and I'm just meeting you. So welcome to our welcome week. I'm so happy that you both were able to join us today.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I am so sorry. Now I can't find my link, and I put all the classes and.
Yvette, do you have something you want to go over while Anna is
her
presentation? Perfect.
Yeah, I'll do a quick little plug for Sculpture and New Genres, which is the class that I am teaching. And I'm going to share my screen if it's okay.
Here, I'll stop sharing. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's bring it on up to the top. Okay, so I know some of you out there might be interested in taking some art classes and you might not really know where to start. And you've probably considered painting, drawing. You've heard of all the very classic photography, everything that you would associate with the fine arts. I'd like to plug sculpture because I think it's one of the most fantastic genres of art possible. I studied it at San Diego State and then went on to study it later in graduate school, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. I think that there's some misconceptions around sculpture. It does include things like this gorgeous statue, but it goes a little bit further than that. Classical sculpture and figure-making sculpture involves, carving things out of a marble or constructing things out of clay, specifically trying to replicate something in nature. But the sculpture that we're going to be doing is a little bit more expansive and explorative than that. Here's an example of an amazing artwork that was done at the Mexican-US border. An artist, right now their name is slipping my mind, created this amazing hot pink seesaw teeter-totter between the two sides of the border as a way of kind of challenging the dimension of, authoritarian blockade. And I think sculpture has an amazing way of reaching out to the community, exploring ways of engaging with a wider audience, and just really delving in deep to issues such as this project, the AIDS quilt, the AIDS memorial quilt, that spanned all of, God, what is that called? It's not Monument Park, but it's in Washington, D.C. And it was just a really great example of how public art can reach into so many different places, and the arts can go wider and more expansive than the traditional sculptures that we've seen in the past. Another great example is El Anatsui. He would make these gorgeous, gigantic tapestries made entirely out of recycled material. So you'll be encouraged to work with alternative materials that many famous artists, contemporary artists have worked with. You'll get to engage with cross-cultural disciplines, connecting to history, connecting to other countries, other ways of making. I really love sculpture because I feel like it is so limitless. You can work in plants, you can work in fibers, you can work with just research or performance or drawing and performance and people and movement and costumes together. You can build amazing sets with these crazy, elaborate, interpretive spaces. I love sculpture. I think it's just a place where you can really be free, go wild. You can look at it in basically any lens possible. And I can't recommend it highly enough. You will also have, if you join my class, you'll have a whole Friday. So it goes from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. So if you're kind of the artist where you get frustrated because your class cuts off at 3 and then you have to go to math, not to shirk math, go to math. But if you are the kind of person who wants to not be interrupted and you want to work continuously, I hope you will consider joining me on Friday. If you have any questions, you can email me at ydubose@sdccd.edu. Anna, can I turn it over to you?
Yeah, I have your I have a little bit more of your information. If I could share my screen too, it would be a great semester to take sculpture and new genres, because Yvette doesn't always teach this class, and she's like an incredible.
Oh no, she's gone. Anna, you're about to say how incredible I am.
Well, first, let me just say, I'm thinking that she's going to jump back on, but oh my gosh, Yvette, those slides that you showed were so colorful. They were so full of just rich contextual, I don't know. It was so beautiful. The Friendship Park that you showed at the San Diego or Otay Mesa, I think, Tijuana border, that is so amazing. And also the tapestries, so beautiful, because they're interpretive art that I would want one of those. Like, do students get to create those things in your class?
Absolutely.
Oh
yeah. I think there's a wide variety of projects. I mean, it's really, there are prompts, but really the material that you choose to work with can be very self-directed. The Friendship Park in Tijuana, between Tijuana and the US border, is also something that there's a challenge posted by the Friendship Park's architects itself. And we will be encouraging and challenging our sculpture students and new genre students to work on that.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Anna, you're back. I'll turn it over to you.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what my Zoom keeps quitting, but I did just want to express that Yvette doesn't always teach this class, and it's going to be amazing to have her there. And it's a sculpture and new genres installation at the same time. So I just wanted to make sure people had that information. So the ARTF 175A class, a sculpture class on Fridays, there's a CRN and the ARTF installation class right there too. And then the other class that we have a lot of availability right now is the contemporary crafts class. So I know I don't have too much time. If I'm able maybe just to show 1 or 2 images of our studio, since we're back in the studio this semester, that would be really cool. This is our ceramic room. And it's just, we have an amazing facility and amazing faculty at City. So we have these big windows. We're able to have doors and windows open. So it's our ceramic class and our painting class. Of course, these photos were pre-COVID, and some quick images of student work, drawing, 2D design, sculpture. We also experiment with sort of graphic and creating objects, ceramic work. And so I will go through this really quickly, but a lot of different types of work, a lot of different types of paintings. A lot of these were made in COVID times when students didn't even have the ability to have a studio, and now we have the studio again. So we will have live modeling, but again, we will have masks and it's a little more distant. So I just want people to feel comfortable taking a classroom. We had a lot of fun, meeting up today, and I wanted to show a couple photos of the studio. And our students have gone pretty far, and we have an amazing gallery. And again, these were the classes that have a lot of space right now. So yeah, thank you. I'm sorry I did that so quickly.
Do you have a moment to show didn't you guys have an art show last year during COVID? Can you go back to your pictures? I thought I saw, because it was so phenomenal.
Yeah, we did. So these were some soft sculptures made during COVID. These were made during COVID weavings. So this is actually a weaving with magazine, and it had a lot to do with like the information we get and how we get so much compression of information nowadays. And these are more traditional weaving, but the students actually hand dyed all of the yarn. So they just got white yarn and hand dyed it with natural yeah, unbelievable, such professional, beautiful work. Making rope sculptures. This was, of course, pre-COVID. These were paintings during people made at home of their interior spaces. I mean, just unbelievable. It was a project Wayne gave with using contrasting colors, so orange and blue and red and green. I mean, just unbelievable work made at home, you know, by
Beautiful.
students. Yeah, just incredible. These were all made at home, ceramic sculptures. These were made at home, an animal project. Yeah, just unbelievable detail, incredible work by the students are amazing. So yeah, we're excited to
Oh
be
my
back.
gosh.
Yeah, these were made at home as well. Cups that people can use and drink out of, dishwasher safe. And, you know, people were able to, in COVID, drop them off and pick them up. And actually, we're going to have the first art show in the gallery is going to be opening. It should be between October 8th and October 28th. And it's going to be a student show featuring all the student work that people made during COVID.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal. So if students want to get in, if they like are turned on by the artwork that I've seen between you and Yvette, and this is just like, it gets your creative juices going, and it just makes you wonder like how much, you know, or makes you conceive how much you can create in your respective classes. So do you still have openings in your classes?
We do. Our ceramic classes are closed. They're pretty full, but we have openings in contemporary crafts, and they do one ceramic project there as well as glass and some fabric dyeing. And then we have sculpture and installation, which is taught by Yvette, which is, I mean, it's going to, I want to take that class.
Take it. You're welcome to.
Yeah. And it's yeah, really fun and experimental. So, and to be back in the studio, and a Friday class is awesome. To have a Friday class.
Yes.
Really cool.
And like you said, throughout the day without interruption, those classes are really hard to find, to be honest with you. So you can, you know, stay in focus. And oh my gosh, thank you both for coming and bringing, I mean, you breathed life into my welcome week by just showing the wonderful work that students can do with the various art classes that you offer. And thank you for bringing your positive energy, the both of you.
Yeah, you too, Lori.
Yeah, thank you. This was so fun. And it's so fun to see you, Yvette.
I can't wait to see you in person.
I invite you guys to come back because, again, just what you do with our students and the energy that you bring to your classes is so appreciated. Students want to know, like, what is it like to go to City? And the energy, your personality is definitely shown through with your presentations today. I just thank you so much for both of you to come today to talk to our students.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think one thing that Yvette highlighted as well is that art connects to so many things. It connects to geology, it connects to history, anthropology, sciences. Like, it's so neat that it encompasses like so much of education. So that's one thing.
Social justice, right?
Social justice. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both. Have a great semester. May it be productive and just terrific for your students and you.
Welcome, everybody.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much. And so, Diana, thank you. So that just leaves me, and I wanted to move forward with before we conclude today, because I wanted to share my screen and talk to you about our Office of Student Affairs. I did SG earlier. I did some clippings earlier. Sylvia also works in the Office of Student Affairs, and she did some things about scholarship. Let's talk about the Office of Student Affairs before we conclude today. I just want you to know that this is the best place at San Diego City College. It's the happiest place because we get to do so many wonderful things. We talked about Associated Students Government that you can get connected to, our Basic Needs Program, our clubs and interclub council, financial resources. So that is through the scholarships. Our graduation. So when you do begin to graduate, you're going to start at Student Affairs, and you're going to end up back with us because we do the commencement on our graduation. We also, there's times when you might need to process if you wanted something happened that you wanted to make a complaint about or wanted to raise a concern. We have that process. Student life, and that's where basically kind of like what I do. So like in the fall semester, this is usually what welcome week looks like. We're in person. There's so much fun. There's so much excitement going on. The hubbub at City College, which for some of the students today got to be part of that hubbub about coming back to campus. But for the majority of us, we'll be continuing to operate remotely or virtually. There's also Constitution Week, which I want to say that during that week, there's a really great program that we're doing. I've teamed up with our political science department, and we're going to talk about like the constitutional crisis of the insurrection that we experienced on January 6th. And we're also going to touch a little bit about this recall election for our governor that will happen the week before. But it's a wonderful opportunity to I hope that you can come. It's all on our website right now. I'll show you in a moment. We're going to have an up and coming student services resource fair so that you get to new and returning students. You get to know what's going on our campus and virtually with our student services. We're there to help you with everything that you need to be successful at San Diego City College. We'll have student study breaks where I just, just for students to have some downtime, very short in nature, 30 minutes, just to get your mind recalculated away from your studies and then back into, just to give a break. So some of the things that we do is, sing along karaoke, learn a new dance. It's super fun just to take your mind off things that are going on. We have a lot of cultural celebration programs. We have professional development. We have our Veterans program that's coming up on November 10th. It will also be virtual this year. A Student Leadership Summit, which is the following week, right before Thanksgiving break. We have our Food for the Holidays, where we partner with our wonderful community partner, which are Cal Coast Credit Union, where they they're able to give students that have expressed need through an application process just some extra money for the holidays, as we all need it. All of our students we just love you so much, and we're just here to take care of you and your needs. And I wanted to show you where you can, two places. I go back to our homepage on our website. There is on a web banner. So Follow Your Dreams at City College. It gives you really great information. Click there. The next one right now is the First Steps. We have our City First Step programming. We have Campus Ready, right? So it tells you like wear a mask, social distance, how to stay safe if you come to campus. Our Welcome Week, which is today. And this is how you get connected. You can click there for the schedule and you'll see everybody that's on our Welcome Week. Our next session is Thursday morning. This is coming up, which is going to be the 26th, and also again in the afternoon. And we have a whole bunch of different folks joining us then. Oops, sorry. Then we have also, get back to where we were, our Promise program. We have also our HUBU conference. I wanted to see if I missed, there's our Celebrating Our Constitution at San Diego City College. And if you click on it, you'll be able to see where the Zoom link is. It's from 3 to 4 on September 16th, and what we'll be talking about. I'll also be hosting a couple of Constitution trivia, fun things to do for Constitution Week. And then just moving forward with some other things. The other thing I wanted to show you is our calendar. So it's constantly updated. Get into the calendar. You can check to see what's happening on campus, what's happening virtually. And let's just see, so for example, we have our next Hunger Action Day. is going to be on Tuesday, September 7th. You click on the actual event, you'll get all of this wonderful information, where it's going to be, how to sign up for it, and how to volunteer if you want to. So that's kind of like the student affairs in a nutshell. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today for Welcome Week. This is our PM session. We're going to conclude, and I wish you all the very best at San Diego City College. You'll find that it's a magical place where just City College cares about our students. So good luck to you. Reach out if you need any assistance to any of the folks that helped you today or that were our Welcome Week today. And then finally, there is one more place I want to direct you to. That's for our remote online student services, located from our website, right off our website. And you can go to any of the departments that you need help from and get assistance immediately. So, or make an appointment. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. Wishing you all the best this semester. Take care, and we'll see you on campus or virtually at one of our programs. All right, take care. Have a